Welcome, everyone, to the Real Whovians cast. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with Scott. What's up, Scott?
Hello, all.
What's up, Chris?
What's up, guys?
All right, Chris, you're up. What did you think of Twice Upon a Time, Doctor Who's Christmas Special 2017?
I thought it was pretty good. I had a couple of things here and there with it, but overall, I'd say it was a pretty good episode. My main issue with it being that this regeneration just didn't leave an impact on me at all. And I'm not talking about him regenerating into the 13th Doctor. I'm talking about his moments before he regenerated left no impact on me.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah,
well, Scott had a problem with the speech because he said it was a rehash of all the other speeches.
That's kind of what it felt like to me too. I mean, they like, okay, this is how I kind of base it. Like, I could go back and watch Eccleston's regeneration and Tennant's regeneration and Matt Smith's regeneration and still feel something. I have no desire to go back and watch this one. Like, this one to me, it felt like, quickly get her on screen. Like, that's what it really felt like to me. Like, him regenerating, I was just kind of like, oh, he's gone. Okay. Like, you know, it just nothing. And I got to tell you too, I see a lot of people are like, oh, you know, the ending of the episode really makes me excited for the next season. I didn't get that at all. I was just kind of like, you know, okay, yeah, she's falling out of the TARDIS. You know, she's in the first 15 hours of her regeneration, so she could hit the ground and she'd be fine. Yeah. And B, she's not gonna hit the ground. Like she's not gonna crash. Or you know what I'm saying? So it was like it was just like okay, you know, she's falling out of the TARDIS. That's okay. You know, nothing.
It was unique how they did it, but that's
that almost happened with Matt Smith's Doctor.
The whole speech thing was just
yeah. But you know, there was a reason for why it was happening with Matt Smith's Doctor, and I know we'll probably get the reason why in her first episode. So I'm not holding that against the episode. But like, okay, with when David Tennant regenerated, like his regeneration destroyed the console. So it was like, okay, this one she pressed the button and it blew up. And I'm like, what?
Well, it was wrecked already, so she can't really travel through time if the thing's wrecked.
Yeah, I guess so.
And that really caused the problem with the, you know.
And I got to tell you, too, I don't know, like, I don't want to harp on anything, like, special effects-wise, but his regeneration did not look that good to me. It looked like yellow force lightning. I was sitting there like, what's happening? Like, what is this?
I said in another cast, too, I said they really didn't spend the money on the regeneration effect. It was like a copy almost of Tennant's, where it's in the TARDIS, and you know, they did the thing like he did with the War Doctor with the eyes, you know. And I'm like, oh, all right.
And the fire within the TARDIS itself just looked like they superimposed the TARDIS over a green screen.
I mean, could we just not have the TARDIS get messed up? Like, could we do it outside, a different type of regeneration?
Well, they did that with 11. I mean, he technically regenerated outside, but like, I don't know, like I'm happy that his regeneration didn't like destroy a planet like it did with Trenzalore, even though I get why that happened, but
yeah,
I don't know, I just it just didn't leave an impact on me. Like he vanished, and I was like, oh, okay, like when David Tennant was gone and Matt Smith was gone, I was like, oh my gosh, they're really. Like, they're not the Doctor anymore. With this one, it was kind of like, oh, he's not the Doctor anymore.
And it just felt like his final speech just wasn't from the heart where the others were.
Yeah, I got that, too. I mean, we could be completely wrong and interpreting it wrong, sure. But I don't know, man. It just didn't stick with me. Like, even now, thinking about it, I'm just kind of like, yeah, okay.
Did you think that the villains were really villains? Like, they weren't, like, good guys at all? Maybe there was?
I did at first, but no, I don't think that they're villains.
Okay.
I got to tell you, too, I was a little disappointed, too, that we didn't, and we kind of figured this, but I was a little disappointed that we didn't get an explanation of when he went to do what he did with the 50th.
Yeah.
I'm really kind of just, I'm just confused. I'm really confused, and I'm a little disappointed, too, that we're most likely never going to get answers to anything that was set up, you know, from the 11th Doctor on. I mean, there's just a whole bunch of things that I guess we're just going to have to forget unless Chibnall decides to go back and answer them, which I highly doubt. I'm not holding that against this episode, but I'm just kind of like, no, okay.
I mentioned that same thing too.
So were you happy with the way testimony was taking the form of Clara and and Bill and Nardo, or no?
It didn't bother me at first, but then like when I started thinking about it, and this is really when I started thinking like, wait, we never got answers to any of these things. Like Clara and Ashilda are still around out there. Like they're still doing whatever the hell they're doing. Bill and the friggin' puddle monster, from my understanding of that, are still around doing whatever the hell they're doing. Mm-hmm. So, like, was anything really accomplished?
Supposedly, they took Bill at her end of her timeline.
Yeah.
Not just now. Like, she'll die in the future at some point.
Yeah.
And eventually, Clara will go back to Gallifrey and face the Raven. And eventually, Nardo will die. We don't know if he does to the Cybermen. So, I kind of would have rather them have the actual companions rather than testimony, because I like what he said, though. He said, even though they're not villains, if they mess with him again, like if they shove like images of his dead companions again, he will like destroy every one of them. Remember when he said that? It's like,
no, that's not what he meant by that.
What do you mean by it?
He meant that if they tried to take his memories at the end, he's got so many that it would short circuit all of their technology.
Oh, is that
that's what he was implying? Yeah.
Okay. All right, but I'm glad they gave him memories back at Clara, though.
Yeah.
Which was good.
At least that's the way I interpreted that. I don't know. They could say that, hey.
I thought he was just giving him a warning, like, listen, don't bother me.
I don't think he had to, because I don't think that they were actually villains. I think that.
Yeah.
Although I do have to question one thing, which I thought was kind of funny. Like, they have all of this like really advanced, time traveling technology, and they could like freeze time and whatnot. And yet they still used a crane to grab the TARDIS.
Yeah.
That's not a complaint. I just thought that was kind of funny. Like, why? You don't have anything that can just grab the TARDIS? It has to be a crane?
It's called, they ran out of money and they didn't really have a tractor beam. So, yeah. Well, you know what my pet peeve was? Is that they didn't give new music to Capaldi. It was the same rehashed music that if you have a composer, have him compose.
Yeah.
He's there. He's getting paid. Let him do it and his own music. And that's something that was not. I wasn't happy with that. But again, I still loved it. I gave it 8.5. What did you give it, Chris?
I give it like an 8. It was pretty good.
Okay. All right. And now you gonna watch the first episode with her?
I gotta see the first trailer because I'm still not happy with it, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Not convinced. I like how they did a whole 180 with this one, and he regenerated into a woman, and he was okay with it this time.
Yeah.
Like I guess that's either A, the regeneration itself, or B, regeneration sickness. But I'm gonna be honest with you. Like something's telling me that this doctor is not gonna have regeneration sickness, and I don't know why that could be. But yeah.
Right. Pretty interesting. So yeah, she got a new TARDIS, new sonic screwdriver, and I guess we're not going to see anybody big in her first season. That's if she has more than one season. I don't know what's going to happen with
Natalie, I'm seeing one season.
You really think so?
Yeah, I think. I want to say 2, but I think the fans and either the fans or the writing, I still have this odd feeling that people are going to blame the writing and the directing on the fact that they wanted to prove that a woman should not have been the doctor.
See, my thing is, Doctor used to be a children's program, so he didn't say some of that stuff. Now, someone brought up a good point. Yes, in Dalek Invasion of Earth, he said to his granddaughter, right, I'll spank your bottom. And I think we even did a review of that back in the day on this cast. But that's his granddaughter. That's not like a woman that's strange to him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Plus, he just landed in 1963. He wasn't living there for like decades or years. So wouldn't he be with the philosophy of the Time Lords? With they're not against gender and they're not sexist, they're not racist, they're not whatever. So why would he adapt to Earth philosophy and stuff in like a month or two?
It felt out of place. Like I don't have a lot of experience with the first Doctor, but it felt out of place with the dialogue of this episode, It's just like things like he would say things, and I would just be like, why would he say that? Like,
Right.
what? That doesn't like that line.
I don't
doesn't
remember
fit
him.
the situation.
I don't remember him going overboard like that.
Yeah.
So, I thought it was kind of forced to make a female doctor like just. Oh, you know what? I'm so mad at myself. I think I'm just gonna. I mean, subconsciously, and then boom, he's a woman. You know.
And there's really like I thought there was going to be some sort of reason why he would regenerate into a woman. I guess they're literally just going with nope. That's just what this regeneration is.
Yeah, he didn't control it either.
Before they're going to wait till the first or second episode.
He didn't choose it either, though.
He didn't. No,
it just happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm kind of glad they did it that way, though.
Yeah.
They didn't make a big deal out of it.
Yeah, he didn't be like, all right, I'm gonna try on a woman now. Boom, and it didn't have. But the thing was a big deal was the ring.
Yeah, it fell off.
Now that was a ring with a river, right?
That's what I've been seeing people say. Yeah.
So in other words, the marriage. Oh, obviously she died, but yeah. Okay. So Vaughn.
Hey, Vaughn.
Hello.
Hey, Vaughn. How are you, Vaughn? Hello. She should be in here in a second. Some type of delay, I guess. What's up, Vaughn? How are you?
Good. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, what did you think of the special?
It was okay.
All right, tell us.
It's excuse me. It was all right. It was just, I guess, a standard Christmas special. It was nothing that draw my attention. It had funny moments, but it was not extraordinary.
Okay.
So.
What do you rate it?
What I rated? A 7.
Right. Okay.
And what did you feel about it, Sally?
It was good. I mean, I didn't think it was anything major, but just what Vaughn said, just a regular Christmas special.
Were you upset about the testimony creatures or no? Or you just like they're there?
They there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Rusty just there.
I don't know, man. I think Rusty had a dang for the doctor. I just felt like this really uncomfortable vibe between them. Like
you just want to make little Daleks with him or something like that?
Pretty much, man.
Wow.
I just feel like the fan fiction community would hop on that as a slash pairing.
The Daleks gay?
Probably.
Wow.
Not anymore.
Hi, Chris.
Wow. All right, what about David Bradley's, they made him talk all like he's the way he talked to...
Honestly, me and my mom laughed at everything he said because it was so outlandish. I'm like, come on.
Right. So,
I'm not knocking it because it was fun, but I think he deserved something better. But since I'm under the impression that this is what he wanted, then
Paul Moffat's a sick, twisted creep.
Exactly.
With his own mind about how the Doc's
has got Big Finish dramas based on the first Doctor anyway.
Talk like that though. That's ridiculous.
It was. He kind of did not grasp what the first Doctor was about. I mean, I don't picture the first Doctor as being misogynist. He might not knew a lot of the customs on Earth. I more would like him come from the angle of what Roger was in American Dad. He was an alien that didn't know how this type of world worked.
So he thought he was being cool.
He was not being cool. He should have not understand the customs. And he had a system mentality, which he could not have.
Right.
There's no way because he didn't interact with that world. So how would he know what misogyny was? Unless on Gallifrey they had I don't even think Gallifrey has it set up just like what it was in America in the 50s.
Right.
He should have been more noble, kind of like he's above everything. I would have seen that more probable because he is a Time Lord.
More fighting for the words, like Hartnell used to.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just picturing him encountering the monk and saying, "I'm going to spank your bottom," just throws me off.
What about her though? What'd you think of her?
Who? Testimony?
Jodie Whittaker.
We laughed at that.
Yeah.
We just really laughed. I'm sorry. That was the most funniest single thing for a doctor. My poor mom, where she was like, I don't understand why. She was just disgusted after seeing that, unfortunately.
Right.
Just like the first few minutes. I mean, can we just escape like the jokes about women can't drive? Can we just do that for one day?
Crap.
Can we not write in the script that the TARDIS was so pissed off? She has been through a lot.
Get the out.
Exactly. And when she turns a woman, she says she has enough and shakes her out of the doggone.
Right. Like she's like, how dare you?
How dare you?
You son of a. Yeah.
I mean, it's low key sexism right there. I mean, none of the other doctors had that problem. I mean, well, to a lesser extent, Matt Smith's doctor had a problem. But for her to be ejected out of the TARDIS.
Yeah, get the F out. Get out.
Yeah.
I'm tired of you breaking my console every time. Just go regenerate outside. I'm done with you. Get the F out.
And you naysayers, the one thing you didn't want to prove is that she's not fit to run the TARDIS, so you have her ejected from the TARDIS to prove that.
Do you think like they're gonna do something with the TARDIS where the TARDIS is like being abused and getting tired of like getting like beaten with the regeneration energy and get wrecked?
I believe what Capaldi believes, that it's sentient. So how many times, that's what the Zero Room was there for. So it was a safe haven so the TARDIS wouldn't get messed up. The doctor could rejuvenate itself in a barrier. But now, I guess if it's sentient, I would be pissed that this is happening again. And she would have been thrown into the sea. I would make sure.
That's what it did. Like, get the F out. All
yeah,
right.
pretty much.
And you're trying to travel through time while my console's wrecked. Like,
Exactly.
Get the hell out. Because again, we were talking, like, remember when David Tennant first came on and they had that little mini-sode and he's like, let's rip the time vortex apart and speed there. I don't care if we blow up. And you're like, what? What are you talking about? Remember?
Yeah.
He says, I can't control myself, regeneration, whatever. She's in the first seconds of regeneration. She's probably all like, oh, let me see what this button does. No, you just wrecked the TARDIS.
Exactly. And that's a bad joke. I mean, that's not one way to prove that she's a doctor. I mean, it might be the most, and then it might be the most doctor thing that she could do is wreck the TARDIS in the first few seconds of the generation.
And they could even do storylines for the next couple of years with that, because they could say that all the books that flew out the window were all Earth's history laid out. And if somebody comes across those books, they could alter the course of human history.
It could be like a side mission. She goes and try to retrieve the books.
Yeah. Like, why did you lose books? Yeah, man, it's hard.
I think I saw
Cosmopolitan? Or Gallifreyan-Politan?
Politan fly out the edge.
Yeah.
Telling, because the Capaldi doctor, I think he was open for business a lot. So his browser history might tell a very, very...
Were you happy with his speech?
Nope. It was just a rip-off of what he told Clara.
Mm-hmm.
Were you happy that Clara was there?
Hmm?
Were you happy that Clara...
No, I think...
You got his memories back of her? No?
I mean, I know time restraint, but they could have just let it be. I'd rather had Susan.
Mm-hmm.
If they was thinking right, which they wasn't, Susan should have been in place of Bill. I'm sorry. I mean, Bill was good, but if you really want to mess with the doctor, who would you bring back to do just that? And it would have been Susan. I would have been happy to see Susan be controlled by the testimony, because that would hit home that she's probably dead and probably upload her memories.
Right. Now, also keep in mind, too, that Chris Chibnall had a meeting with Promaki. And there's kind of noise out there, or rumor that she could, when she comes back in time for tea, whatever that means, that's what she said. You know, we'll be back. Remember the puddle monster? She told, she's like, "Can we be back in time for tea?" Yeah. And she's like, I guess that the doctor's going to be a woman, and she's going to be part of the companions, I guess.
Oh, is they really going to push it to 5 companions?
They might. Listen, I don't know if all these companions are going to stay with her. What if they just start leaving?
That, or it could be just like the whole, okay, this companion's in these adventures, these companions are in this adventure, sort of splitting them off.
I mean, let's look at the companions for a second, right?
Yeah.
We have the guy, right? Bradley. What's his name?
Bradley
Walsh.
Bradley
Yes.
Walsh.
Okay, and he's like in his 50s, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then you got this young African American guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you got a young African American woman, right?
No, she's Indian.
Indian, I'm sorry. And then you got an older African American woman, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you know they're going to do some history episodes.
Oh yeah, that should be because they're going in direction towards kids now. So, from what I hear,
I see. So that's what they're going to be. It's like Scooby-Doo Gang or some type of crap.
Pretty much, it's going to be like a kid show with gospel
gosh.
thrown in.
Oh god. So they're not going to make it
pretty bad.
They're not going to make it deep though. They're going to make it.
It's gonna it's gonna be more towards children because they wanted something like, I guess the Capaldians was too dark for them.
Well, it's kind of morbid. Well, remember they told him that he had to use Matt Lucas and make it lighter?
Yeah.
And then he gave him no words to say for like the first. He's like, all right, yeah, sure. Now I'm going to sabotage him. Nah.
Goodness.
See, that's why I think it's going to be one season with her, because either the directors or the writers are going to set it up to where.
I think she'll get 2 seasons at least.
Yeah, I think they would give her at least 2 seasons.
2 seasons at least.
Oh, go ahead.
And the Daleks will be the opener for this series 12, like a big multi-part thing. I think, anyway.
I don't know. I think he's going to try to do ensemble. I really see him doing more ensemble cast, which doesn't work for that show. But hell, I mean, you don't went that far with changing the set, so I guess ensemble would be the next thing that you would do because he's more an ensemble person anyway. Like he can write multiple characters.
I just hope it doesn't become one of those heavy just one of those heavy companion episodes every single or every other episode.
Are we gonna get a trailer like probably May, right?
Yeah, but then I heard some rumblings that it might be pushed back to 2019.
Oh, why is that?
Yeah, Twitter, I forgot his name. He don't even work for Doctor Who. He's like the over the Doctor Who magazine thing.
Okay.
And I guess he said that don't to the extent that don't tell your children that it's going to come out in September because it might not. That's to sum up what he was trying to say. Like, don't get them hyped up because it might. So why
they get this money from China and then they start screwing around and not releasing it every year? I mean, wouldn't the China deal be null and void because they're getting them ripped off? Also, China would not be for that either.
I still say they should have had kept Capaldi on until have a separate unit to film a couple of more specials and then switch over at the end of those specials like they did Tenet. He could have had a year of specials and then switch over to Tenet if Capaldi didn't want to do a full season. And then that's the thing, they're not ready. I don't think they're ready to air anything. 10 episodes. I mean, and then if you look at Broadchurch, it was filmed in a couple of months. So, I mean, if this taking this long, they should at least give somebody else a chance to, shine. Just say, hey, we're going to do some Doctor Who specials that could be centered around anybody, the Paternoster Gang or somebody, to fill in that void.
That's what should have happened. They should have put the Paternoster Gang out before that. They could still do that.
I wouldn't mind seeing Baxter and them back because they was fun.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I guess they was like, because they have good actors playing them. I don't see nothing wrong with either doing an 8th Doctor series, which he's with Casualty now. So I think that's going to limit him anyway because he's on a TV series now.
Okay.
Or a soap opera. I think it's a soap opera. He's on.
So we're not going to get a Christmas special next year either.
No, indeed. I wouldn't expect it. Not with 10 episodes.
I just don't understand how you can make a deal with China and then I feel like that they're kind of screwing them over. I mean, they didn't even know that they're going to make the lead a female because I guess China's not happy about that.
Probably we're still side on thinking Capaldi was going to last another season or two. So
now so in other words, we may not have we may have a year without Doctor Who again. You know how disastrous that is with the ratings?
It is.
All right.
I'm going to be honest with you. I think the reason that they're not doing a lot of stuff in between there, I don't think they have the budget to do it. Nor do I think they have the drive to do it after what happened with Class. I think that they looked at what happened with Class and they're like, well, this isn't getting any spin-offs anytime soon. I mean that's just what I'm speculating. Personally, I think that they're really banking on this doctor being a female and hoping that will do something. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, and this is pretty scary. And it's not Jodie Whittaker's fault, and it's not the idea that the doctor is a female. If this doesn't work, no matter who the doctor was, this show is in trouble.
Yeah.
This show is in a lot of trouble if this next season doesn't work. And
that's what I've been saying is my first two concerns. They're not going to be blaming the BBC, nor they're going to be blaming the BBC for choosing a woman. And then you're going to also have those people who are going to be saying, well, they purposely sabotaged Jodie Whittaker with the way they directed and wrote scripts to prove that a woman should not be the doctor. And
that's the thing too, right? I'm sure Chris Chibnall is a great writer and director, sure. But sometimes it just doesn't work for certain shows.
Yeah.
So if his writing style just doesn't work with Doctor Who, that's a major issue.
Well, he's done Doctor Who before. But
no, but like
as a writer though.
But he wasn't the head writer though, so he's
going to
have
a
whole. Yeah, and I'm going to be honest with you.
Isn't he still doing the first episode?
But I'm going to be honest with you though, the episodes that he did,
I don't know.
I wasn't that big of a fan of.
Oh, I know.
They weren't that. I mean, they weren't bad, but I wasn't a big fan of them.
But doesn't it take 5 weeks to make an episode? Isn't he still working on the first episode with her? Because I haven't heard anything about they're filming block this, block that. The last I heard, they're still doing episode 1. Why is it taking so long? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Anybody out there know anything you can tell us?
I have no idea.
I have no idea.
Zip.
So
I've been checking back occasionally, every chance I got, and it's like same garbage.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they do got 1 episode or 2 in the can. I don't know, but hopefully it's kind of a lack of news with that. That's for sure.
Can is in the trash can.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt and see whenever it's going to be out, which we don't know. So, thank you guys. Take care. Bye for now.